some people are a little bit disturbed by it, which is that 150 human-animal hybrids have been grown in UK labs, and embryos have been produced secretly for the past 3 years. These hybrids have been produced secretively.
Researchers have found a way to grow an adult-sized ear on a rat.
From majestic giants to tiny marvels, born with unique appearances, or ending up with strange features, these creatures defy the odds.
US and Chinese scientists have implanted human cells into monkey embryos.
So tag along to witness the rarest and most elusive animals that are born once in 1,000 years. A mouse with a human-shaped ear growing on its back? Weird, right? Years ago, surgeon Joseph Acanti and his brother had a wild idea to build organs.
So this is a material that we call biorubber.
They used a special material called biorubber. But to make it work, they needed a framework for cells to grow on, like a scaffold in a construction site. After a lot of testing, they finally found the perfect material. Then they seeded it with cartilage cells. As part of their research to advance the growth of human body parts, they implanted the structure of a human ear into the back of a mouse to gain insights into the process. But why an ear? Well, because their noble plan was to give soldiers who lost their ears in battle brand new ones. And they weren't alone. Other doctors had already made blood vessels, skin, muscles, and even bladders using similar methods. Two-faced cat. Meet Frank and Louie, the cat with 2 faces. Yeah, a cat with 2 mouths, 2 noses, and 2 eyes, along with 1 extra eye in the center. Definitely not something you see every day. Born with a rare condition called Janus cat, they were expected to live only a few days. But they defied the odds and are now thriving thanks to their owner, Marty Stevens. Despite their unusual appearance, Frank and Louie are just like any other cats. They have 1 head and 1 brain. But here's the twist. Frank eats for both faces, as his side is connected to an esophagus. Though they may look different, Frank and Louie are just as sweet and loving as any other cat. Simba the goat. Meet Simba, the long-eared goat, an animal sensation in Pakistan. With ears measuring an impressive 54 centimeters, he's captured the hearts of people worldwide. Owned by Mohammed Hassan Nareo, Simba's fame skyrocketed within days of his birth, landing him media appearances and even a beauty contest win. Nareo has designed a special harness to keep Simba comfortable, as his ears are so long they risked being stepped on. Despite the attention, Nareo remains dedicated to protecting Simba and ensuring his well-being in the spotlight. Mutant cow. Meet this extraordinary cow from Kenya that defies all odds. With a disfigured head boasting 4 horns and 3 eyes, and a severely twisted muzzle, this cow is doomed to live. The owner was shocked at its birth, fearing it wouldn't survive. But miraculously, the calf started drinking milk and slowly recovered. Though it can't graze like other cows, it still thrives, producing as much milk as its herd mates. Despite its visible deformities, it remains healthy and independent, not needing any extra veterinary care. Giraffe with malformed face. While out in the Kruger National Park with some tourists, an unusual sight caught the attention of a tour guide. It was a giraffe with its mouth drooped in a permanent gurn, giving it a peculiar appearance. This malformation is due to a congenital condition which affects certain species, and is most obvious in species with long faces. Depending on the severity of the condition, many animals do not make it to adulthood, but despite its odd looks, this giraffe is doing just fine, spotted with its herd, happily munching away on leaves. And this isn't even the first time it's been seen. Sightings date back to 2009, showing how this giraffe has adapted and survived despite its unusual condition. Bornean bearded pig. Check out this stylish pig with a long beard on its face. Also known as Sus barbatus, this species is native to Southeast Asia and lives in the lush rainforests of the region. The Bornean pigs stand out in the wild with their distinctive beards. Males sport a more pronounced beard, along with tassels on their tails. Their appearance can vary from pale gray to reddish brown or dark brown, blending seamlessly into their habitat. Unfortunately, their species is facing habitat loss, and they're now listed as near threatening. Suckerfish. Ever seen a fish hitchhiking on the back of a shark? Meet the remora, a fascinating sea creature with a knack for latching onto marine animals for a free ride and meal. Scientists are fascinated by this fish's capacity to attach and detach effortlessly. One remora can carry up to 30 kilograms. These fish aren't picky about their hosts, attaching themselves to rays, sharks, turtles, and even whales. They enjoy a free ride and protection from predators while feeding on parasites and leftovers from their host's meals. The secret lies in their oval suction disc on the top of their head, surrounded by a soft, thick lip that creates powerful suction. With plates and spikes, they grip into their hosts tightly, making it a challenge to pry them away. Agama Mawanzai. Looks like someone copied the Spider-Man costume here. Agama Mawanzai, also known as the Mawanza flat-headed rock agama, is a striking lizard species found in East Africa, particularly in Tanzania and Kenya. These lizards are renowned for their vibrant colors, with males displaying bright red heads and deep blue bodies, resembling the iconic red and blue Spider-Man costume. But these flashy colors aren't just for show. They play a crucial role in displaying dominance during the breeding season. Despite their superhero-like appearance, Agama Mawanzai are skilled hunters, using their sharp eyesight and sticky tongues to snag insects, small mammals, and whatever else crosses their path. Shark without fins. A diver went down to the depths of the sea to explore different sea creatures, but then he spotted this shark. It cannot swim in the water because its fins have been cut off by fishermen. Fishermen do this to make money, as shark fins are valuable. It's hard to stop because it happens in large ocean areas that are difficult to monitor. This demand keeps the practice going. Governments and organizations need to work harder to stop shark finning and protect sharks from this harm. Injured boar. While exploring the forest, a group of wildlife experts came across a wild boar with a noticeable wound around her neck. They were surprised to see the boar rolling in the mud, which seemed unusual. Upon closer observation, they learned that the boar's injury occurred while she was playing with her brother. However, the boar's unique way of healing by rolling in the mud was a natural instinct to protect the wound from bacteria and flies. It seems like it's its own doctor, and surely quite good at it. Doomed gator. A 9-foot-tall alligator was found near the downtown Sanford seawall. It was clear that something was wrong, and it turned out that the gator was missing the top of its mouth. Jolene Davis, who witnessed the gator, felt saddened by its condition, as it seemed like the animal was asking for help. Concerns arose about how the gator would eat, and reports of possible rock-throwing incidents by kids added to the worries. Fish and Wildlife authorities decided to trap and euthanize the gator due to its injuries and potential inability to catch prey. Despite attempts to bait it, the injured gator struggled to eat, showing that it wouldn't survive in the wild. As news spread on social media, many people visited Lake Monroe to see the gator firsthand and speculate about its injury, suggesting it might have been hurt in a territorial battle with another gator. Featherless bird. You might think this is a chick, but it's actually a bird, living happily despite not having its feathers. It lost all its feathers due to an infection it got at quite a young age, and they never grew back. This happens for a variety of reasons, including molting season, where they need to replace old feathers that have broken down after some time of wear and tear, as a result of bacteria or an infection, or sometimes stress. It was abandoned by its previous owner, but then it found a new mom who adopted the bird the way it is. And here it is now, living a perfectly happy life. Feather dusters. Feather duster budgerigars have feathers that just keep growing and growing because of a condition, giving them the appearance of a feather duster. While Rhea captured our hearts with her unique appearance, feather duster budgies stand out for their lush feathers. Their growing hair is rare, but their condition even more so. Observed in budgies, this condition results from a genetic defect leading to uncontrolled feather growth and excessive claw and beak development. But this condition has its own downsides, including compromised immune systems and significantly shorter lifespans for the budgies. Disabled elephant calf. In Hambantota, Suriawewa, a special elephant baby faced some challenges. A group of wildlife officers found this 1-year-old calf during a mission. The calf was in a very weak condition and was separated from its mother. This little one was born with a disability and was struggling to walk. However, despite the congenital disability, the elephant calf miraculously survived for nearly a year. Sea cucumber. Ever heard of a defense mechanism that is as weird as it is effective? Well, meet the sea cucumber, a marine creature that takes self-defense to a whole new level. In this video, you can see this squishy invertebrate expelling its intestines as some divers approach it. These sea creatures expel their own intestines in a process called evisceration. It is done to deter the potential threats, but point to be noticed, sea cucumbers are not harmed in the process because their organs regenerate within a few weeks. Horned caterpillar. In his garden in Indonesia, a man spotted something strange, a brown worm crawling on his floor. But what actually made it look unusual was a horn on its head. People couldn't figure out what it was at first. Some thought it might be a caterpillar or cocoon, but those don't usually have horns, right? Others wondered if it was a new kind of creature. Eventually, someone recognized it as a hornworm, named due to its giant horn. These worms eat leaves from plants and turn into moths as they grow. Just another example of the amazing things you can find in nature. Double trouble. Introducing Medusa, a rare albino snake residing in Florida. But not an ordinary snake, because she's got 2 heads, which means double the tongues and double the trouble. Born from identical twin embryos that fused after splitting, Medusa's unique condition makes feeding a constant battle between her 2 heads. Each head enjoys separate meals, but if one finishes first, you know what happens. Having no other option, Medusa's owners then play referee, stepping in to prevent any feud. Shark with scoliosis. Meet Nellie, the lovable nurse shark. Unlike their fiercer counterparts like tigers, bulls, or great whites, nurse sharks like Nellie are known for their gentle demeanor and laid-back attitude. But here's the twist. Literally, Nellie has scoliosis, so her body is a bit contorted. In footage captured, you can see Nellie gracefully gliding through the water with her unique curvature on full display. Nellie can often be seen cruising around Australia's Bondi Beach, spreading her chill vibes. Blue lobster. While fishing off the coast of Maine, this father and son duo came across a remarkable catch, a blue lobster, a 1 in a million sea discovery. This crustacean, named Lucky Blue, is incredibly rare, and everyone was amazed by the vibrant blue coloration, which set this lobster apart from the typical red ones. Recognizing its rarity, they decided to release it back into the ocean after briefly housing it in a family restaurant's aquarium for 2 weeks. Scary fish. This is a moment that I'm sure you won't believe. A man saw a creepy fish floating near the riverbank. When he looked closely, he could see its 2 eyes, but the rest of the face was missing, and no one knows how this fish exists or how it survived. The fish looked scary at first, but when the man tapped his finger, it seemed like the fish was playing. Maybe another creature attacked it, and somehow it managed to survive in this way. Poor bear. This polar bear was struggling to survive on Somerset Island, where the environment has changed drastically due to climate change. Previously, this island was cold and icy, providing a good habitat for polar bears. However, with the ice melting, they are losing access to their main food source, seals. Hungry and low on energy, they're forced to search for food near human settlements. Unfortunately, it's unlikely that this starving polar bear will survive much longer. However, we hope that people will do whatever they can to help animals in these situations. Exposed heart. A man found a small turtle, who he named Hope, with a special condition where her heart was exposed. Many people thought Hope wasn't going to survive, but her caretaker was determined to help her. Hope needed extra care because she was very tiny and couldn't see well. The caretaker used tongs to feed Hope and kept her tank clean and at the right temperature to protect her fragile heart. Despite worrying, the caretaker was happy to see Hope getting bigger and healthier each month and still growing well. Her inspiring story has touched many people and even raised money for charities through merchandise. Goats on trees. How would you feel if someone told you that their goat easily climbs high trees to eat fruits and leaves? Yeah, it sounds crazy. But some goats, like those in Morocco, can actually climb tall trees easily. They have special hooves that grip well, letting them climb and eat from trees like argan trees. They do this to find food, especially in places where food on the ground is hard to find. These argan trees provide tasty leaves and fruits that they love. These goats have learned to climb trees over time to survive in dry areas, and they're not scared of heights. Eel at bridge. A man was crossing a bridge when he suddenly saw a strange fish moving in a weird way.
Dude out. Look at him. He's like trying to run his face. Look at him. Isn't that wild? He looks freaky.
When he looked closer, he was amazed because it was an eel that had somehow come out of the river and now was on top of the bridge.
Wow, what a trip. He is huge.
He was wondering how it could survive outside of the water for so long, as eels and most fish cannot survive for extended periods outside of water. He picked it up and threw it back into the water.
Yep, released the guy. 1, 2, 3, go.
And it swam away, perhaps back to where it came from. Ugliest fish. Do you guys know which fish is considered the ugliest in the world? Well, let me tell you, it's the blobfish. And it's called the ugliest one due to its looks and facial expressions. Its nose and eyes give it a very creepy appearance. But there's a twist to this story. It lives in the deep sea at a very deep level, almost near the ocean floor. And its original looks are not like this. When brought up to the surface, its body completely changes due to decompression, so maybe it's unfair to call it the ugliest fish, based on this changed appearance. Human face fish. Imagine how it would feel if you saw a fish that looked exactly like a human. Sounds spooky, right? Well, this actually happened to a tourist in China who was walking along a riverbank when suddenly a fish washed up on the shore. When he looked closely, he was stunned because he couldn't believe what he was seeing. It had a face that looked just like a human's, almost as if someone had cast a curse or magic on a person and turned them into a fish. I don't know how this could be possible, but the face of it definitely gives off some scary vibes. Creepiest goat. The farmer was very surprised when he saw that his goat had given birth to an unusual creature. It looked like a half-pig, half-human hybrid, with a body size larger than the other baby goats born, pink color, and soft skin like a piglet. It looked creepy. Its facial expressions were so creepy that people couldn't even bear to look at it. According to experts, sometimes animals might look unusual due to genetic mutations, which can sometimes cause animals to look different or have unexpected features or problems during development. So maybe that's why this one was born with these weird looks. Huge hammerhead.
Go. It's a hammer. It's a freaking hammer. Come on, let's go. Keep it in the water.
This group of friends decided to catch the biggest hammerhead fish near Sanibel Island. They arranged all their equipment and lights at night to catch the shark. And after a long wait, the shark finally took the bait.
Get the rope.
But it did not give up easily. The boys exerted a lot of effort to reel it in, and after quite a long tug of war, they successfully caught it. What made it a special catch was that this shark was 3.937 meters long, which is a huge size, and possibly the largest on the island. Torn pouch. In this distressing video, a pelican was spotted with a torn throat pouch, struggling to swallow its prey. The bird's pouch, essential for catching and storing fish, had a visible tear, leaving a hole in its throat. It's sad, but you know that happened because it tried to eat something that wasn't going down without a fight. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. a farmer noticed something strange in his backyard. When he got closer, he was stunned because there was a big, creepy humanoid creature. It was difficult to tell exactly what it was because its body was just like a tick, but its facial expressions were like that of a human baby. Ticks are small bugs that bite animals and people to suck their blood. They live in grassy or wooded areas and can attach to passing animals or humans. But this one was unbelievably big. He thought it was the result of a scientific experiment on a tick.